What's up, Crystal? Brussels sprouts. I figured I had some comic books to list on my thing, so I'd go live while I'm doing that. And eat. Mom made potatoes. And we had some leftover chili and cheese from yesterday. So. Is my internet freezing? What's up, Bree? We all know you're an L. We got it. Yeah, I don't know why my internet's probably sucking. For video downloading, I don't think. Well, how would I do? Let me turn it off. I might have to. It's being stupid. Is that any better? Yeah, not really. I'm gonna try to use my camera. I'm gonna try to do that tomorrow. Set it up and see if my camera. I think I have it right over here. And see if it works better. I just have to figure out how to use the how to set it up so that I can use it on my YouTube, because I really don't know how. But I got this camera and I've only used it like a couple times. I don't even know if you guys can see it that good. I don't even know if I have the charger to it anymore. It might just be a regular. I don't know. I might have to get a charger for it. Probably have to get a charger. Yes, that's what I said. I'm trying to eat my camera. Okay. Am I going in and out still, though? Kicking me off. Yeah, I don't know what. My internet keeps freezing. And it's not because I'm down. Weird. I have to end the live. For some reason, it. How was you guys' parade? Maybe it'll work now. I don't know. We'll see. Tell me if it starts getting better. How's it going, Ashley? What the fuck is going on? It's not. It's not. It's not updating the chat on my computer for some reason. Is it working better yet? How about now? Okay. It looks a little better too. I had to reset my YouTube app on my phone. I don't know why it was messing it up, but it seemed like it was somehow. It's a little blurry. But like I said, I'm going to try my camera tomorrow if I can find the charger, because I haven't used that camera in like, I don't know, 2 years. So if I can find the charger, I'm going to try to use that camera tomorrow, because that should give a way better picture, and see if I can figure out how to use it. Keep that shit there, Ashley. We don't want any of it. Keep all that shit there. Did you break it? How's it going, Zelda? Whatever your name is on your thing, I'm gonna call you by that, because I'm not gonna remember your name. You want to be called Caitlin, so I'm just gonna call you Zelda. But well, that's good. That's good. It didn't break. Oh, damn! I'm going to the wrong spot. I've got this many to the list, so if it takes me as long as it did the cards yesterday when I was doing this, it might take like 2 hours, or I might just stop. Like I might get halfway through and then stop. I don't know. We'll see. Well, that wasn't very smart. More information than we probably needed to know, Ashley. More information than we probably needed to know. Let's see. I'm going to go from the bottom. Yeah. You know, nobody ever means to drop their phone. It just happened. What's up, Reaper? It just fell out of your pocket. How does it fall out of your pocket onto the ground out the window? That doesn't make any sense. I had some cards to list, so I figured I'd go live. That's what I'm doing. Or not cards, but I'm listing comic books tonight for sale. So I figured while I was doing that, I come on and see if people want to talk. Oh, as she was getting in the truck. Okay. Well, that makes a little more sense. What have you been up to, Reaper? I've asked now 3 times, how was the parade? Was it boring? Because you guys haven't answered me, so it was an L. I didn't see it. I might have been trying to. That might have been when I was trying to fix the camera. It sucked. Why did it suck for? That's what I'm doing pretty much, Reaper. Just chilling. I figured I was hungry, so I got me some potatoes and chili and cheese, and I had some comic books I wanted to list on my Facebook group for sale. So I figured, why not come and do that now, and see who's on, and see if anybody wanted to talk. So wait for the trolls to come in, because I know they're about tonight for sure. There were thousands of lights. I don't even know who you are, but I don't have a problem with you. Bree said she wants to change her answer to, oh, it was good. Brianna's lies. And it took us an hour to get through it. Did you get any content, though, Don? Did you get some content? Because if that's what you got, then it was worth the whole thing, right? Did I miss something? Ours is tomorrow. Like I think Cuba's. I think Donna said Cuba's is tomorrow at 5 o'clock. Like we're gonna go watch it at 5 o'clock tomorrow, I believe. Oh yeah, she put it down there. 5:30. Okay. Maybe me and Donna will do some videos for you guys tomorrow because we'll probably be around each other most of the day tomorrow. Well, that's good, I guess. I still want to go to the parade even though it's going to be in between our event. So. Yeah, I remember you saying something about that, Brianna, that you had to speak with Valerie tomorrow about something with school. You're playing as Beth, a horrible mother, and I'm also playing as a sad cashier. Okay. She has to use my computer because she forgot hers. Oh, so you're basically playing a bad person is what you're telling me. I can bring it in the morning if I remember. If not, you'll remember when we drop off the food, and you can just remember to pick it up when we drop off the food in the morning, Donna. You can't trust anybody on YouTube pretty much. Very few people, for sure. Timmy is best kid. He's 9. I'm eating a potato with chili and corn and cheese. Damn it, I think I did that wrong. Oh, okay, I did it right. Well, that's cool. Why do you say hey, hey, hey now, Ashley? He's a brat that cries a lot and throws stuff. Copycat. Did I miss something? Is my freaking chat not working again? Oh, you're eating baked potatoes? Yeah, it's pretty good. When I got home, Mom had it already ready, so it was pretty cool. I didn't have to wait to make something. Well, if I didn't trust you, Ashley, you wouldn't have that little wrench there beside you. Damn it. Why do I keep going to the wrong page? It's going to take a lot longer if I keep going to the wrong page to list shit. Which I've done now 3 different times. Oh, shit. How's it going, Tony? Hey, man. I had some comic books to list, so I figured I'd come on and see what people wanted, if anybody wanted to talk. You're on your 5th Budweiser Friday? Hey, somebody's got to be on their 5th, right? You haven't, but that's what you're working on tomorrow, finishing the script, right? I'm great. I'm doing great, Tony. Thank you. Your deadline is next Friday. Well, you don't have that far to wait then. You guys better get on it. Remind Donna in the morning. Well, you'll probably be asleep. I'll try to remind Donna to pick it up when we drop off the food over here tomorrow. To get your tablet, your school tablet. You're very welcome, Tony. I pretty much have moved away from all the people on, like, I'm trying to get away from that community, like the whole community. Like, I'm going to move to just missing people and cold cases and the random crap that I do that nobody likes, which I don't really care. It's my channel. But, yeah, I'm going to go to just doing that. There's some good people in there. I'm not going to lie. There's a couple of good people in there. I'm not going to mention who they are, but there are some really good people in there. What's up, Jake? It's been a long time. How you been? Yeah, I think I pretty much am dead to that community too, Tony, so it's all good. What do I have to say for myself about what, Brianna? Hey, if it was edible, my fat ass would probably eat it, so. Hey, that's the best thing to do, Tony. Just make videos and be you, and the toxic people come in, block them. Like, I'm not going to deal with them. I'm just going to block them. Like, if they come in here and they show they're a toxic person, which there's some in here right now because it says I got 12 people on and there's only like 6 people talking. So, but yeah, if they show they're toxic, they're just going to get blocked. I'm done with that. Like, I moved on. Like, they can keep making videos. It's fun. Let them keep making videos. She has her days, Jake. She has her days. I love my kids, but man, some days they're brats. Probably more than they're good. There you go. That gave one of the trolls, something to put out. Yeah.
What?
I am live, so.
Didn't you say mom?
No. But you can come say hi to everybody. There's a lot of people on. I gotta move everything though, so you have room. You even probably have some trolls on.
Oh.
There's a lot of stuff underneath it too. So.
People that are nosy and they just can't help but be nosy?
They're a little worse than that kind of troll. We're over here.
Oh, I just, Hi, guys.
For you guys that don't know, this is my mom.
It's been a long time.
She hasn't been on a live in a minute.
It's, what? I'd say 6 weeks. Every bit is 6 weeks. So.
Crystal and Donna and Ashley said hi.
Hi, ladies. Hope you're all having a great night. We had taters, Miss Donna.
She had the same thing, but she didn't have chili on hers. I can't remember what she said she had on hers, but she had baked potatoes too.
Ain't that weird? I just want to, I don't believe in wasting. I don't know how you guys are, but we don't waste nothing. So we had chili yesterday.
Yep.
And Deanie wanted a chili dog.
Well, they were good.
And we had chili left, and we always put corn in our chili. You know, a lot of people call it con carne, I think. Something like that. But we've even put tamales in our chili. And you guys, it's really good. Try it.
It's not as good as corn.
But it's still good. But today I had chili left over, and I thought, I'm not going to waste it. So I'm going to make baked potatoes. And my daddy called them taters. And my post said, that I put on Facebook, said, tartars. And I don't know why I said tartars, Donna. That was my mistake. I apologize.
Jake said hi.
Hi, Jake.
I'm sorry, I just seen it. He said, how are you doing?
You know what? I had a hangnail. Now, I know you guys probably don't want to hear this, but you asked how I was doing, Mr. Jake, so I'm going to tell you. I had a hangnail, and I let it go for a while. And I tried to get it out myself, and I couldn't. Because I don't see good. One of these days, I'm going to make myself one of them GoFundMes so I can get my eyes done. But
I'm gonna let you talk for a minute so I can refill my drink. I'll be right back, guys.
But yeah, I had a hangnail and I couldn't see to get it out, so I let it go. Then I finally had to have Danny take it out for me, which embarrassed me. It made me cry because I couldn't see it. But I'm telling you, I feel better. He did a great job. And he always tells me not to worry about it. But sometimes when you can't do things for yourself anymore, it's embarrassing. And
don't cry.
I was totally embarrassed that
oh,
he had to do it for me, but I guarantee I'd show you my toe, but showing people feet
Gross.
is not my thing. It's gross. But it is actually healed up really good in 3 days. So I'm grateful for Danny. He's my hero a lot of times.
I like butter and bacon on my tater tots too.
And chili on tater tots.
Yeah, but I'd rather.
And extreme tots. Donna makes extreme tots for me once in a while. Oh my gosh, you guys, they are so good. She does such a great job, and I love it. They don't make them at Sonic like they used to.
How's it going, Shannon?
But when Donna makes them, she makes them the old way. And
the way they're supposed to be made.
I want to eat them all. I don't want to even share with anybody because I like them that much. But I like taters.
She would live on the damn things if she could.
Yes.
Not me.
Give me a potato every day, even peanut butter.
I could live on ham. Like I like ham.
Yeah.
I could live on that shit.
Now see, when we get ham here, Danny does not have anybody fighting for it. So
I don't want to share anyway, so it's all good.
I bought us a ham for Christmas, and Brianna and I will probably eat a slice, and probably Keenan, and Danny will probably eat the rest.
Yeah,
and it was
but that lady's an asshole. Ashley, if it's the person the share you're talking about, she's an asshole. And anyways, Jake put, well, Mama, you can't feel so bad. It's nice for a son to be able to help. And then Tony.
You're absolutely right.
Tony put, well, what me and my family going through, I don't know. Oh, he's talking to Ashley, so that has nothing to do with me. And then somebody named Shannon come on. I said hi to them. If you want to say hi, you can.
Hi, Shannon.
And then I think that's it.
Welcome. My name is Anna, you guys. You don't have to call me Mom, but...
They all are going to call you Mom. That's just what they do.
You know, I appreciate it, but everybody has a mom, and, you know, just so y'all know, my name's Emma. And my mom called me Annie. She was the only one that I let get away with that. I didn't care if people called me Ann. I didn't care if they called me Anna, because I am from Germany, and that's how they pronounce it there. But if anybody called me Annie, I got offended, because that was just for my mom.
I call her pain in the butt sometimes.
Yes, he does. And sometimes when he's mad at me, he calls me more than that.
I am not that mean. Like, I am actually really good.
He is.
But
but we all have
everybody has arguments. It's just part of life. So.
It's just like, I have my opinion, he has his opinions, and sometimes we bump heads.
Yeah, sometimes our opinions ain't the same opinions at all.
Right. He may say something about, you know, one of the cases that are going on, and I may disagree with him and have a different opinion.
Since I moved to start pretty much talking about cases, me and Mom have a lot of discussions about them.
And we do have
sometimes those discussions are totally different.
They're fired up.
But that's the best way to have it anyway, because if everybody had the same opinion, life would be fucking boring.
Well, and somebody may have a different opinion on a case, and that may solve it. You know, sometimes people want to all go down the same line and say, yeah.
I don't think there's a whole lot of Germans around here, but there could be. Because there are a whole lot of Germans when you work at Pizza Hut?
German.
Like German people?
Yes.
Okay, so maybe there is. To be honest with you guys, I don't pay attention to people because I really rather not get to know people around me, because then I got to talk to them.
All Germans call me Anna.
But I guess they're
when they see my name tag, it was always Anna. Jake was
saying my brother-in-law is from Missouri, is German. Is there a lot of Germans there?
Yes.
There's a lot more Mexicans here than there are Germans, though.
Yes, that's true, too. It seems like we were one of the states, and I don't mean anything bad to anyone, but we were one of the states where a lot of the Mexicans came to. I don't know why, because there's nothing in Missouri. There's,
It's easier to hide when there's nothing.
well, maybe, but there's nothing here. The jobs are barely minimum wage. I
Hi,
worked
Donna.
as a waitress for 12 and a half years, and my pay, 12 and a half years, you guys. Waitresses don't make much when it comes to their paycheck. Now, tips, yes, that's different. But when you're paid an hourly wage, it's very cheap. And I worked 12 and a half years and made $4 an hour.
Yeah, but she made like $400 or $500 a day usually.
Yeah, I made buku bucks.
Like she was getting paid good tip money.
I was the only waitress on the floor on the morning shift, and I had the front and the back to myself.
But yeah, most
and I made good money.
Most places don't pay very good wages, that's for sure. Is my chat not working again? Oh, no, it is. Okay. Just want to make sure.
And you know what I have to say? I treated, and I know a lot of people don't, and I'm not going to name names, but a lot of people want the attention of men because they think the men tip when the family goes out together. Well, that's not the way it is, folks. The ladies usually tip you. Always, always, always.
You know why that is, though?
Respect the lady, too.
You know why that is, though? Because if you fuck up, the man's definitely not going to tip you.
That's true.
One screw up, and you're not getting a tip from me.
And I always found out, being a server, a waitress, that people like me who had nothing tipped me before a rich person.
Oh yeah, that's just common.
A rich person will walk off and stiff me pretty much every time. But people, like me, middle class, poor, however you want to classify it, that's how I classify myself. A middle class poor, and they would tip me, and they tipped me good.
Jake put, I grew up in Chicago area. Amazing how the neighborhoods have changed. Many with all Spanish signs. And then Shannon said, I'm in Utah. My wife is Mexican, well, half. And then we have another person, Ye Old Spittoon. Ye Old Spittoon. Okay. Mexicans are hard workers. Yes.
They absolutely are. We have a lot of them here, and they're wonderful.
We have a sawmill that is in Cuba, and pretty much everybody that works there is a Mexican person.
Yes.
And that sawmill is one of the #1 sawmills in the country.
Yes. I have nothing against anybody, any nationality.
Really hard workers.
Or anything like that. I just said, for some reason, a lot of the Mexicans have come to Missouri, and there's nothing here. But the ones that are here absolutely work their asses off, and they're great people.
Jake put, my ex-wife was a waitress and bartender, so she tipped everyone about 40 or 50%, like to make me broke.
I did it. I'm telling you what, this is the truth.
I would tell my wife, and Donna was my ex-wife, if she tipped in 40 or 50%, I'd be like, what the fuck are you doing?
I did. A waitress
I'm sorry.
knows what it's like.
I get it.
And knows how hard to work for your money.
If a waitress is good, this is just how I look at it. If a waitress is good, you get $1 per person at the table. That's how I do it. So usually it's me and Donna and the kids if we go eat somewhere. So that's like $4. And that's pretty good money for, in my opinion, because you're already going to get tips from everybody else. So even if you're getting $4 an hour, I just gave you $4. The person the next door gives you $4. And the person that beside that gives you $4. You're making
I made good money.
Close to $20 an hour.
I did. And you know what is amazing, you guys? I knew all the town gossip. Because
everybody knew you.
When you're a waitress, you're on the floor all the time because somebody needs a refill, somebody needs condiments, somebody needs something from the salad bar, somebody just needs something, so you're always on the floor. And I knew all the gossip, and people would come to me and ask me, well, did you see my husband in there with this girl or that girl? And you're like, no, I never seen nothing. Even though you knew you did, you didn't want to involve.
Then they're always going to come asking.
But being a waitress, you knew everybody's business. I knew everybody's business. That's one thing I'm glad to be rid of. But another thing, being a waitress, I had to answer the phone. Oh my gosh, and sometimes I worked double shifts, so I would answer the telephone 150 times a day. Was normal. From the time I went in at 10 and we closed at 11, I would answer the phone 150 times a day, taking people's orders. Oh my gosh, I hate a phone, you guys. I hate it. I almost refuse to talk on a phone. I hate it that much.
I didn't ever have to do that, but when I worked at Sonic, I had to answer the headset. So that's probably why I don't like talking on the phone.
I hate a phone. If my phone rings, I just shouldn't text you because I hate it.
Tony said he at least tips 5 his way. And then...
That's a good tip.
And then Tony put, plus your mama speaks nothing but facts. And then Crystal put, we went out to eat at a seafood restaurant last year that puts the tip on the total. For 7 of us, the tip was almost $50. Yeah, I'd tell them to kiss my ass.
And what kind of restaurant was it?
A seafood. Here's how.
That's why they did it.
Here's why, though. Freaking don't tell me I have to tip. Because if your waitress sucks, I shouldn't have to tip.
Now, I'll tell you what, Miss McGinnis.
And I will yell at somebody if they make me put a tip on. Yeah, we're not gonna see eye to eye.
Miss McGinnis always came in on Sundays with her family, and they would take the complete back room. And I'm not kidding you guys. Sometimes they would have 75 to 100 people in there. That woman tipped me $1 for every person she bought. She tipped me good. But you know what? I treated her and her family like they were my family. I treated every customer I had like they were my family. I wanted to treat them good, and then I got treated good, back in place. People that didn't tip me, even though I knew all the time who didn't tip me, because you learn that after being there so many years. It never bothered me. I still gave them the same treatment because we never know what somebody's going through. They could be having a hard day or something, and that's the reason why they didn't tip. It's not because you weren't good or anything.
Jake's having a cheat day tomorrow. He said, I'm going to go tomorrow and cheat on my diet and have me a nice stack of buckwheat pancakes and some sunny side up eggs.
Oh, and then actually that sounds awesome.
We went to Red Robin's today, and it was $83 for us to eat. We 3 people for cheeseburgers and I looked at the screen and the lady charged us $15 to eat. That's just, I would have bitched.
Wait a minute, she charged you $15 to eat or $15 as gratuity?
Like a tip. That's what she said.
Oh.
Only our country has tipping. Other countries don't.
Did you know that?
Let me finish. $83 at Red Robin's. That's crazy. Now you can.
I'd have said something.
Yeah, actually. I would have. I'd have been like, hell no.
I would have said, it's okay to tip the waitress. We'd like to give her $5. Please take off.
I wouldn't have paid. I've been like, call the cops because I'm not paying this $15.
That's pretty much stealing when you tell somebody what they have to do.
Well, that's what we're talking about. Have you missed that?
Yes.
That's what we're talking about. Them forcing people to pay a tip. That's coming at pretty much all restaurants are starting to do that.
Here's something that most people don't know. Most people. So listen up, everyone, because there's waiters, and waitresses. I will tell you something that you really, truly do not know. They make you put in your tips when you're done with your shift so they can tax you. By law, by the Constitution, they cannot make you put in your tips because it's a gratuity for something you did for them. It's a gift. But they make all of the waiters and waitresses put that money in.
That's
It's
not
against the law.
That's not true.
Yes, it is.
It's not. You have to, by Missouri law, you have to put $7 in as a tip per day, no matter how much you make. Even if you're under that, you have to put $7 in. Yes, that's Missouri state law. I know for a fact.
By Missouri.
Then that's all you got to go.
By the government. They cannot tax a gratuity, a gift.
Well,
because that means everybody in the world, if they get a gift, can be taxed for it.
welcome to the fucking shithole of the United States that we live in nowadays. They probably do tax you for gifts now. Like there probably is a law.
So when I give a gift to someone, that person that gets that gift from me should be taxed?
That's pretty much how it's becoming. Yes, pretty much. It shouldn't be that way, but yes, the United States is freaking becoming not a free country.
That's just wrong.
Slowly but surely.
We're taxed on everything so much anyway. And then you guys, I got taxed on my tips, and a lot of times I put my full tips in, and there was days I made $700 to $900 in the summertime a day. I made good money. I never got any money back from the government.
You shouldn't have done it.
Because I was single.
You only have to claim $7.
And when you're single, oh man, do they tax you.
Look into your state law, guys, because if you are a waitress and you make money, you only have to, I think it's in every state, there's only a little bit that you have to actually claim. So if you make $700 in tips, in Missouri, you only have to claim $7. That's it.
Now, let me tell you what the managers used to do. Because we tried that at Pizza Hut, only putting in, we made up to minimum wage. What we made an hour, and then we would add.
You could press charges on them.
What we wanted, as our tip to make the minimum wage of Missouri. Our managers were going in after work, after we all left our shifts, and putting in tips the way they wanted to put in tips, even if you made it or not.
You could have sued them.
And they were getting away with it.
Because you guys let them get away with it.
And that right there is stealing too. Because in the wintertime, I'll be honest with you, I didn't make much. Sometimes I was lucky if I made minimum wage a day. Which is saying I made $20 in tips for 7 or 8 hours. In the wintertime, it snows and ices hard here, so you didn't have many customers. The managers would go in and put in that you made more. So yeah, in the wintertime, I didn't make nothing, but they suckered me. But in the summertime, holy cow, I made the money. And I could say my customers were good to me. I Pizza Hut, because we were ran so good at one time. They would stand outside and wait in line to come in and eat. We'd have people sitting in the floor. And that's against the law too, because it's a fire hazard. But they wanted to eat at Pizza Hut so bad because we were known to be a really good one that they would sit in our floors. So yeah.
All right. Well, I got a lot of catching up to do, so let me finish before you say something.
Okay.
Shannon put, only our country has tippings. Other countries don't. $83 at Red Robin. That's crazy. That's what Jake put. Then Shannon put, it's an insult to the bosses to ask Patriots to pay extra.
It is.
Ashley said we had to pay tip, then $3 eat-in tax. Then Ashley put, holy crap, but most people just pay it and don't read everything they are being charged for. Crystal put, yeah, the 7 of us only go out to a nice restaurant once a year at tax time because we spend around $300. And then Shannon put, they taxed it in the 80s. Actually, the Chinese place here, we have to put all tips in the box. Then at the end, 3 waitresses split it. Shannon put, I was a bus boy and had to claim tips and taxes. And then Tony put, at least in America, we have the freedom to do that, Danny. In other countries, you can't have too many kids or they will take them from you. And then Ashley put, I talked to Riffy in South Africa. She said every day they turn the electric off for a couple of hours a day to help with people using that much electricity. And then Ashley put, I think it's crazy.
You know,
we are definitely more free than any other country.
I have
but
heard
we're losing
about
our freedoms.
electricity being shut off so they can save it. I have heard of that. They call it, and some places call it siesta time, to where everybody's supposed to take a nap. You know, and they'll shut water off or electric or gas or whatever to save it. You're paying for it anyway.
Yeah, just because you shut it off, they're still going to charge you for that hour.
Exactly. You're still going to get charged. I mean, think about it. Common sense tells you I'm still getting charged for this.
And the reason I say that for is because once a year, and they do it here on the water bill, every year, 1 month out of the year, they'll say that something's wrong and that my water bill just skyrockets.
We have a busted line.
Yeah, a busted line or something.
Every year.
And every year they'll charge me one month. It's usually like January or February. Like my normal bill is like $60-something for my water bill. My trash bill, it's the water, the trash, and the sewer. But once a year, it's like $95 to $100 because they'll say I have a busted line. But then the next month it's back to normal. It's like, well, I didn't fix anything.
Nothing.
So how the hell did I have a busted line in January or February every year?
Yep. They do it to us every year. And I think they do it. I told Danny, this is why I think they do it to us. Because some people can't afford to pay their bills, so they charge others for what is not being paid. And they make it seem like it's your problem, your fault. It happened because of something you did.
Yeah, but the thing is, by doing that, people think maybe they do have a busted line. They go play for a plumber to come check their property. And it costs them $200-$300 for the plumber to come out and tell them there's nothing wrong because your dumbass sewer company said you had a busted line. It's a scam to everybody get paid.
Yes.
Is what it is.
And I also think it's a scam to get you to pay other people's bills that got left. I think that's the way they do it, but that's my opinion only. I'm not accusing or anything. It's just something I think. So, yeah, there's so many different things that we as people should be sharing with each other because things happen and it's really bad, you know, because we all have to pay these high-priced bills, and I don't know. I don't understand why everything is so ridiculous now. Danny, like I was telling you guys a while ago, Danny bought us a ham for Christmas. You guys, this ham is small. It's not big at all. And Danny told me when he went to the store, he said, Mom, I don't care if it's your money or not. If it's over $25, we're not getting it. We're not having ham. And I was like, well, okay, you know, but I told him if it was $50, you know, I was okay with that. And he said, well, I'm not paying $50, Mom. He said, if it's over 25, we ain't getting it. So he dug around and found one that was $23, and probably with tax it was $25. But he brought it home and showed it to me. It's a good looking ham. I'm not complaining about that. But you guys, there's nothing there.
It's a good looking ham that should cost like $10.
I mean.
Yeah, that's crazy.
He went into the store last week because I wanted hot dogs. So I said.
That was a couple of days ago.
Okay, a couple of days ago. I wanted hot dogs. I said, because I could live on hot dogs too, you guys. I'm just a cheap person, but I like certain things. So I gave him $10, to get a couple of packs of hot dogs. And what else was it we needed?
Sugar. No, it was chili.
Yeah, chili. And he came back home and he said, Mom, the hot dogs were $1.79. And I'm like,
no, the hot dogs were $2 something.
Okay, $2 something. I said it wrong. I apologize. $2, and I'm like, you're kidding me, son. Usually you can get a pack of hot dogs for 69 to $1. You find them on sale. They're not the most expensive, but they're hot dogs, and I could care less. I like them, so. But that was stupid. That much of a jump. Over $2 for hot dogs, and you only get 8 anymore. You don't even get 10 in a pack.
Okay, let me catch up again. Ashley tell Mom to look into the 7-year-old missing little girl in Texas. I think it's another Summer Wells case. You'll have to send me the information, Ashley.
I will look into that.
Tony oh yeah, no matter what happens in your residence, there's going to be a spike a few times a year. It happens all the time.
Oh my gosh, our electric bill.
Let me finish, then you can catch up, and then you can go. Tony if you've been watching my channel, I'm plumbing. If you've been watching my channel, plumbing is the worst. Plumbing is the worst. Actually, we don't have ham here this year because the cheapest was almost $30. I about died. And then Tony where's my sister? So I'm thinking he's talking about Crystal. And it is actually, $30 for a ham, stupid. Like I told my mom, she's like,
we usually get one like this for $10.
I told my mom, she's like, even if it costs $50, get it. I was like, no, I'm not spending $50 for a ham. If it's over $25, I ain't getting it. And the reason I said that is for $25 more, we can have 2 or 3 meals. Why would I pay $25 over the $25 for a ham that we're going to eat one day? Like that doesn't make any sense. That you're going to have one meal for $50. That's crazy.
That's not even including your sides.
I'll show you how small it is. Let me go get it. It's not very big.
I'm going with him. I'll grab my coffee and I'll be back.
Yeah, we'll be right back,
so
guys.
Give me a second, because I'm old. I really am. I have to take the aspirin and sitting on that chair hurts my buttocks.
I can get you. So come on. So, I don't know how good you can see it, but this is the ham we got right here. And this ham cost $23.27, this little ham.
It's stupid. It fits in the palm of your hand.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, every sad, you guys, because it fits in Danny's hand for $25. I mean, that's... I'm telling you guys, go to food pantries. I probably shouldn't say things like that, but I'm telling you to go. Because a lot of times that stuff ends up in dumpsters. And
you're probably gonna have to sit back a little bit, but there you go.
Danny got me a pillow. Oh, yes. Okay. Because his chairs are super hard and I'm old. So I have to have something soft on my buttocks. Old age creeping up on me. Like really fast, you guys. Once you hit that 30 mark, It starts creeping in every year. Danny finding it out here.
I'm fucking. I've been getting old since I was 30. Like I'm telling you guys, I felt no pain in my life. None. Like no pain. As I was growing up, no pain. Like when I broke my foot, I walked on that fucker for a week before I realized it was broke. I did not feel any pain in my life till I turned 30. The day I turned 30, boom, all downhill from there. It just never stopped.
And you know what, you guys, it gets worse every year. But any of you ladies or gentlemen who have herbs or anything like that you do that help with arthritis and stuff like that, or colds, I use ginger every day because every day I get up, I have an upset stomach. Every day. It never fails. So I put ginger in my coffee, and it settles my stomach. So if you know something like that, be sure and share it. Because sometimes people don't want to take pills, and I'm one of them people. I think I told you guys this before. I don't do pills, and to be honest with you, I don't trust doctors.
Yeah, I won't go to a doctor because I'm afraid they'll give me the C shot. I won't say the name because the virus shot. I won't go to the doctor because I'm afraid they're going to give me that.
And they can sneak and do it, you guys.
And no, I'd to be honest, like I'm gonna have to be close to dead in order for me to go get a shot. I'm gonna have to be damn near. They're gonna have to be dragging my ass in a bed, putting me in a freaking ambulance, and taking my ass to the hospital before I'll go to the hospital.
I would rather.
But let me read this real quick.
Okay.
Tony put, and you're welcome here anytime you want, Tony. It says, "Hey, I just wanted to tell you all much love to everyone, and thank you for having me in here. Like for real, I feel like Dennis the Menace are high school rejects. So thank you very much, Danny, because there's a lot of dumbasses on the YouTube that's going after him."
Oh, so it's so sad. Everybody's entitled to their opinion, and it's okay for all of us.
It's a little more than just opinion. It's just people being idiots.
And I understand that, and they're trolls and all that kind of stuff. But it's okay as human beings for us to agree to disagree and go on and still be friends.
There's been trolls on here the whole night because there's only been like 4 or 5 people talking, but pretty much the whole time there's been 8 to 10 people on the live. So there's been people trolling the whole night. Ashley
if they want to hear about
let me catch you up.
I'm talking about.
Ashley put, hell, I would need 5 of them hams for this brat. Laughing out loud. She has like 5 kids, plus her and her husband, and So yeah, you'd need a lot of them. It's just gonna more than likely it'll be just me and Mom, because Brianna will probably either her mom wants to have her, but we'll figure that out when it gets closer, because I might not have any gas money. But Donna might have her. We'll see. But yeah, I might not have any gas money around that time. Even though I probably will, I might not have any, because she uses that excuse all the time to not get her. But anyways, on to the rest of it. It says, actually put, that's the Tony. Look at Mom's face, laughing my ass off. Why are we looking at her face? Oh, smiling. She's happy when she has her coffee. Yeah, I know what face she used. But anyways, we won't talk about that.
The face was because I was like.
Yeah, that's where we're leaving it at.
And that's where it goes.
Yeah, that's where we're leaving it at.
So yeah, sometimes you can tell things because of my facial reactions, because I have them all the time. But you know what, you guys, to the best of my ability, I try to be the most honest person I can be, because I don't want to answer for any wrongdoings. And I get myself in a lot of trouble for being honest. But that's just who I am. Always be honest. Even if you're standing by yourself, be honest. So where are we at? Somebody got something they want to talk about?
Where are we at?
Oh, we're in your
Leesburg,
bedroom.
Leesburg, Missouri, in my bedroom,
Yeah.
and the last house on the street before it becomes country.
Thank you, smart ass.
Right over there is if you cross like my property's here, and then I own the next property, which is also in town, but there ain't a house on that property, and then the property next to that I own that property too, but that property's out of town. So 2 properties over from this property is out of town. So that I own all 3 properties. So
we're in and out of town. You know, it don't make sense because my house in Cuba is one side of the road is Cuba and the other side is what's it called? Benton.
Oh, she has a story.
Huh?
You have a story. I know you do because I think you were telling me about one like you probably haven't told yet. I think you were. Anyways, let me read it and then you can tell.
Okay.
It says, "Mom, have you seen any ghosts?" Let me finish. There's one more. I live by that big tree on the hill around the curve and you turned by that rock.
You know, the directions like that is the way we were raised. So you're absolutely right. Nobody gave directions. They said, "Oh, go down the road. You'll see this red farmhouse. Make a left. Go down that road so far. Oh, you'll see a blue fence. Oh, make a right there." That's how they told directions. You know.
Okay, now tell your story because I know you have a ghost story.
A ghost story.
Maybe it was 2 weeks ago. It's been a while. I can't. It was like a banging noise or something that you heard in the kitchen, but
oh,
I can't remember the exact story.
Okay.
I just remember it happened like 2 weeks ago, I think.
Yes. Okay. Danny was in here doing his thing, you know, talking to you guys and stuff like that. Whatever he was doing. I'm sitting in the front room, which the front room is three rooms up from here.
Yeah.
Some of you have Donna gave the tour of the house, but it's actually 3 rooms up. It's the front room in the very front of the house. Well, I'm sitting there with Cola and Pepsi, and they're both by me because they stay by me.
Cola and Pepsi, for you guys that don't know, is the dog and the cat.
And I'm sitting there, and I hear this box drop.
Oh, it was a box. I couldn't remember. I just remember you telling me.
And I'm like, I started yelling at Cola, who was sitting right beside me, you guys. I mean, my dog's right beside me, and Pepsi's on the coffee table right in front of me. But I started yelling at Cola to get out of the litter box. Because he has
a tendency of going in and playing in the litter box. The cat doesn't use it. The cat goes out, which is weird. He refuses to use the litter box, but the dog likes to play in it.
Yes. So I thought Cola was playing in the litter box and banging it around. Well, Cola's beside me. I'm yelling at Cola to get out of the litter box. He's looking at me like I'm stupid. And then I heard it again. And it was like somebody just picked up a box and dropped it. And I'm like, what the hell? What the hell? So I came through and knocked on Danny's door. And I said, Danny, did you hear that? He goes, I didn't hear nothing, Mom. I said, yeah. I thought Cola was in the litter box, but Cola was right beside me and Pepsi was on the coffee table. And somebody dropped a box in here 2 times. And Danny said, Mom, I didn't hear anything. He said, are you sure? Well, he looked on the camera and everything and couldn't see nothing. But you guys, I promise you, somebody dropped a box twice and it scared the bejeebies right out of me. I mean, it scared me bad because I was like, somebody wants attention. No, I don't know who it is. You know, I still to this day don't know what happened. And Danny didn't see anything on the camera. But a lot of times we'll hear noises like, what was it, 3 days ago? Somebody was outside.
There was a cat.
Danny says it was the cat, but I'm telling you.
It wasn't
guys,
our cat. It was a cat.
Now, wait a minute. I'm telling you guys.
I heard it.
I know the sound of metal. And when you drop metal on the ground, it makes a, sound. Like ding sound. That's what I heard. And I came in here because it scared me. At first, I thought somebody had hit into my car or Danny. And I came in here and I said, Danny, I just heard a bunch of metal hit the ground. And Danny, he put his pants on and because he was in bed. And he went outside and he looked and everything. And all he seen was a couple of cats. But you guys, I heard metal hitting the ground.
But they could have knocked something over.
But I'm wondering now if it could have been in the Civil War times, because this is Civil War area.
Lots of people.
And I just heard something, from their pastor or something. I heard them drop something or something. It could have been that. But it scared the bejeebies out of me too.
Now, Ashley, she was telling me about this a couple days ago. Let me catch up real quick. Oh wow, I would have freaked out. I swear someone or something was knocking on the door at night about 3 a.m. Oh Ashley, and Crystal put, oh Ashley, you know what 3 a.m. means, right? And Ashley put, it was the same night I got the email, so I was freaking out. But anyways, a couple days ago, Ashley was telling me a story. She's like, I was laying in bed, and all of a sudden the TV come on. And she's like, I walked in there, I turned the TV off, and told the ghost to go to bed. I was like,
that's a good one.
Because she has I can't remember what she kind of ghost she said she has, but I think she says it's a lady, if I remember correctly, and it bothers her a lot. And she told her to go to bed, she said.
Now, Danny can tell you this because I woke up petrified one time. So.
Don't mind me, guys. I'm still listening to comic
books. It was
books.
early in the morning. And this has been since Danny's dad has passed away, but it was the year after he passed away. I woke up and I sleep in the living room, and I woke up and Ted was standing at the foot of the couch where I sleep.
Ted is my dad.
And he was in his old gray. Now, come on, Danny's dad had money. But he was in this old gray coat.
He had money, but
he always wore. You never know.
He had money, but you wouldn't know it if you met him. Like, the dude didn't. If it cost more than $1, he probably wasn't spending it. Like, the only thing he spent money on was if he took a trip, then he'd spend money on the trip, or if he was going to the grocery store.
Or he took a lot of people out to eat.
I'm saying food. That's what I just said. Food, or going on a trip. Was the only time he spent money. That was it. The rest of the time, if he could get it for free, he'd get it for free because he wasn't spending.
Had me do it for
he wasn't spending money.
Mm-hmm.
Unless he absolutely had to, he wasn't spending money. He had money. Like, the reason I have 5 properties is because of my dad. The only one that I paid for is this house where I live. And I paid it off 4 or 5 weeks before he passed away. So the only property I bought is this one. The other properties I own, and even my brother's house I own, I got when my dad passed away. He had money, lots of it. And I owned 2 other properties besides that, but I've already sold them. So, yeah, he had lots of money. He just didn't spend it.
Anyways, this is what happened. So all of a sudden I felt this coldness. And I woke up and Ted was standing at the end of the couch. He looks over at me and he said, get your ass up. It's time to go to work. And see, I don't cuss. Unless I'm super mad.
She cusses more than she thinks she does. But anyway.
Probably so. But everyday normal cussing is not
like she ain't like me. It ain't going to be 600 times in a day. Her, it might be once. Once a day.
So he told me to get my ass up. It was time to go to work.
That's 3 times already she's cussed.
I'm telling what he said. He said, I'm tired of waiting on you. Get up. And I shook my head because I thought I was dreaming. Get up and go to work, and Ted's been gone for 6 months. And boom, like that, he was gone. Well, I come running through here to tell Danny, your dad was just standing in there in his old gray coat telling me to get my butt up, I'll put it that way, that it was time to go to work and he was tired of waiting on me. And I don't know if he was trying to give me a hint or if he was telling me to get over at the shop and go to work. I don't know what he was trying to tell me. Maybe one of you guys know.
He was telling you to stop being lazy and get off your ass.
You know, but I'm 62 years old, you guys. I'm tired. You know, but yeah, he was standing at the end of the couch like nothing, telling me to get my ASS up. It was time to go to work and he was tired of waiting on me. So yeah, you know, sometimes there's meaning in things like that. And then I remember telling you guys when my mama
How's it going, Jarrett?
And this month.
Okay, before you tell another story, let me catch up real quick. Crystal put, I wake up suddenly at 3 a.m. every day. I quickly close my eyes.
Isn't there something to the 3 a.m. thing, you guys?
And
Somebody tell me what it is.
Let me catch this up real quick. Tony put, how much love to everyone, Danny. Danny, I'm always going to be here, brother. Hit me up anytime, man. Much love to you and your followers and all your subs, man. I'm about to go lay down. It's the end of the night, brother. Have a good night, Tony.
Have a good night.
Ashley put, yes, this is about the story I told you that Ashley told me. She said, yes, that was really freaky, creeping, laughing out loud. I was like, go to bed. She screws with us all the time, but she don't mean to scare us. She just wants someone to talk to her.
I believe that too.
Ashley put, good night to Tony. And then she put, if you're here recording, you can at least say hi and hit the thumbs up button. Yeah, they're here. I don't really care though. Like they're a waste of my time. And then Jared said hi to everybody.
Hi, Jared. I hope you're having a blessed night.
Now you can tell your story about your mom.
Okay, you guys. My mama.
Well,
I don't know.
You can't cry about the story. You already brought it up.
This month, my mom's been gone 2 years. And she died right after her birthday.
Well, technically, starting January 1st, it'll be 3 years, because if you go by the years, she died the exact same year my dad died.
But she's been gone 2 years.
Yeah.
And because it just does, because of the cat.
The cat's outside.
But
I'm gonna see if my cat's outside. Be right back, guys.
What I was going to tell you, and I've told you guys this before, some of you will remember it. There's a couple new people. But my mom, she passed on the 21st, like right before Christmas. And my sister had called me, one of my younger sisters, and she said, all she could say to me, because we were all devastated, but all she could say to me was, Mom just passed away. And she hung up. And I understood it because it was devastating. So I went in the kitchen because I was going to make myself coffee. And I was walking into the dining room to get sugar because we keep our sugar in the dining room. Strange, but we do. And I get to the sugar container, and my mom speaks to me just right out loud and says, I'm free, I'm free, I'm free. And that's what she said to me. And I knew my mom was happy because probably both my dads met her. I had a stepdad and a real dad. And they probably met her, but this was in like 5 minutes from hanging up the phone and walking in to get sugar And my mom told me, I'm free, I'm free, I'm free. So I knew my mom was okay.
That's fucked up.
You know, but people can talk to you and you can't hear them. A lot of people say you can't hear spirits or souls. Yes, you can. I'm one to tell you, yes, you can. If your heart is open to hearing souls or hearing spirits or angels, you know, you can hear them.
Anyways, the reason you shouldn't tell ghost stories. Oh shit! The front door was open.
What?
That's what he was barking at. The door was opening.
We were both just in there.
Yeah, the front door was the screen was shut, but the front door was. As I was walking in there, it was opening. That's what he was barking at.
He thought somebody was coming in.
Yeah.
Oh.
The screen shut, but the door was opening.
Animals can tell you a lot too, guys.
I was like, damn, we were just talking about ghost stories. What the hell?
And then the door opened.
Yeah, the door's opening. It was opening as I was walking towards it to shut it.
You know, sometimes I tell Ted and Mom that it's time for them to rest.
I don't think, in my opinion, this is just my opinion.
My mama's here a lot.
No.
She comes through this carousel over here.
Nobody goes to heaven or hell when they die. Nobody. Like anybody that says you go to heaven or hell when you die, you're full of shit. There's nowhere in the Bible does it say you go to heaven and hell when you die. God says he'll come and get his people eventually. He doesn't say you're going to heaven or hell when you die. He said he will come raise the dead from their graves, which means you don't leave once you're dead. You're still here. There's no heaven and hell.
I'm kind of leery about that one.
He's going to raise.
Really know.
God, does he or does he not say he's going to come and raise the people from the dead?
Yes, he does.
That means you don't leave here. There's no heaven or hell when you die. Eventually there'll be a heaven and hell because you're going to go to one or the other eventually. But
we're going to pay for our wrongdoing.
When you die, you're not going to heaven and hell. Nobody is. Because if God says he's going to come raise the people from the dead, that means you don't go to heaven and hell when you die. You're still here somewhere. Your soul's still here. But that's just my opinion. Thank you, Ashley.
We have a ghost here too.
We got a couple of ghosts. There's a couple.
We'll go in the kitchen. And we used to have the ice machine on.
Do you know a Clarence Gilliard?
Gillard?
Gilliard, I guess. Gilyard.
Gillard. No.
Me either. But apparently she died. I don't know who she is. She's probably somebody famous.
I do not.
Yeah, I don't know either.
Gillard.
Yeah, I don't know. But anyways,
yeah. We had the ice machine, and it was hooked up for 5 years. And Billy, he was my adopted son, passed away. And he was the only one besides Johnny. Johnny came up and stayed with us after Billy had passed. But Johnny came and stayed with us. But before Johnny came...
We won't get into those stories.
Before Johnny came, Billy stayed in that bedroom in there. And Billy always used the ice machine. And I'm not kidding you guys. I promise you this is the truth.
That fucker was obsessed.
Billy, when he passed away, and I think he did it as jokes because Billy was a jokester, would come in and he'd wait till everybody was doing their thing of a nighttime and go and turn on the ice machine and all the ice would go in the floor. The ice machine would just go off and there'd be ice everywhere.
And my dad was still alive and he was very good at electronical stuff and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
He couldn't figure it out. He's like, it's not this ice machine, it's something else.
Yes. And I believe it was Billy. He thought it was funny because we had to clean up the mess. And he did it all the time. 2 or 3 times a day. You know, then he'd skip a day and then he'd do it the next day 2 or 3 times. You know, it was all the time. And it's like, Billy, stop it. You know, sometimes you know the ones that are
The
doing
reason he
it,
did stop
and
doing
he
it,
was a jokester.
the reason he did stop doing it is because finally the ice machine went out.
Yeah.
Otherwise, he'd probably still be doing it.
He'd probably still be going in there and doing it. Yeah, because Billy was a jokester. You know, but I knew who always did that one. I knew it was Billy, but it got so aggravating cleaning up the mess. Because if it was in the summertime,
Well, it wasn't too
it'd
bad.
be a mess.
It wasn't too bad in the summer because Cola would eat it.
Yeah, Cola liked the ice and he'd go around licking on it, but still, all of a sudden you'd hear click on the ice machine and it'd all be in the floor. Boom, 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 everywhere. 3 times a day. So yeah, I mean, ghost. A lot of people say ghosts can hurt you, and some of them I believe
Oh, they can. Oh, they can.
But
sure.
for the most part, Danny and I don't have any that hurt us or anything. They're just here, and they're tricksters. And we have little kids that laugh and play here all the time, and that one breaks my heart when I hear them, because they're just little children, you know. And when I hear them playing, it bothers me, you know, because they're so young. But back years ago, they didn't have the medications and stuff that we do now
Yeah, but them
to
kids.
take care of them.
I'm sorry, but those kids died probably horrible deaths because it was the Confederate and the what was the other side called?
Somebody help us. The Confederates
And the Union. It was a Confederate and the Union. So the Union was on this side and the Confederates were on that side, and we're in between a railroad track. So they were fighting over it because the next big city from here was Rolla, which is where the biggest base of Union
the
Union was in Rolla. So the fastest way to get there for them would be to take the tracks. So there's probably no doubt in my mind because Washington, when he came through here, decided to turn and go to St. Louis. If he would have turned and went to Rolla, we would have lost the war. Since he turned here and went to St. Louis, we won the war. But if he would have turned and went the opposite way, we would have lost the war. So the biggest fight that caused Washington to turn and go to St. Louis happened right here, like on this property.
Yeah.
Like in this area right here, the property that's around here. So there's probably, no doubt in my mind, hundreds, if not thousands, of people that died right here. Like right here in this small area right here. Because it was one of the turning points in the war.
Battle.
Yeah, it was one of the biggest turning points in the war was right here. And it was a big war right here. Like it destroyed the whole town.
The fields behind us are full of nothing but Civil War relics now.
Yeah, so.
And they're there. You know, people have been hunting them for years and years and years. They're still there, you know. It's amazing.
It was definitely, so there's hundreds, if not thousands of people that died.
And a lot of times.
These properties right here.
A lot of times I see people walking through the house. They don't say anything. They don't do anything. They're just walking through the house. You know, you'll see it out of the side of your eye and you know.
That happens all the time here. Like
you know,
I'll see stuff moving all the time.
Constant thing. But the weird thing is, now get this, they always come from the hallway in the house.
But the thing
come
is,
through there and they walk through the kitchen.
The thing is,
and then they disappear.
But the thing is, though, and Mom doesn't think about it when she's thinking about that. This house wasn't a 1-floor house at one. Like this back section where my bedroom is wasn't here. Like this wasn't part of the house.
Mm-mm.
The dining area that's connected to my bedroom wasn't part of the house, and the laundry room wasn't part of the house, and then there's a bathroom connected to my room, which also wasn't a part of the house. Like at one time, this was a 2-story house, and
I remember
there was a stairway that went up to the top floor.
Yeah.
Well, the top floor caught on fire, so they tore the top floor off, and then added this part on in 2013. They added this part on in 2013, and then just did away with the top floor. So,
but the steps are still there in my bedroom.
A piece of the step. It's not the whole step.
Not the whole step.
But freaking, if you died around this house, you would still, it might still look like there's an upstairs, but the way they're looking at it, where there isn't, in reality, there isn't, but in their reality, there still could be stairs that go upstairs.
And it could have been a hospital. It could have been the hospital area right here.
Yeah.
Not saying the house was, but this could be.
Yeah, it was. This
we
house
could be on the grounds where a hospital.
Yeah, this house wasn't here in the war. This house was built in like 59 or 60.
I'm not sure.
59 or 60. This house was built.
But yeah, there could have been a hospital or even a campsite right here. You know, and that's where they keep coming back to is here, and we see them walk through the house all the time.
Like
they don't do anything.
I'll see people out of the corner of my eyes in this house all the time, and it's to the point that it's just like
Yeah, Danny goes in his bathroom a lot, and a lot of times he'll yell at me and say, "Mom, are you in my room?"
Like I can literally.
And I'm not.
Bring people. This is gonna sound bad because it's the bathroom, but we can walk into the bathroom, all of us. And for some reason, when you're in the bathroom, if you're in there for like a minute or so, you can literally see people walk past the outside of the door because the shadow at the bottom of the door.
Yeah.
You can literally, like, I brought my mom in there. She's like, "No, that's not happening." I was like, "Come and watch." I was like, "You guys sit in here for about a minute, but then you're going to see people walking in front of my door." She's like, no way. I showed her one day. I brought her in there, and she's like, "What the hell is that? Who's in here?" She was thinking Brianna was in there. I was like, "No, that's a person walking by. They always do when I go to the bathroom. They're walking by the outside of the door." She's like, every fucking time. It's not like it's just once. No, every time I go to the bathroom, somebody walks in front of the door.
But the first time he ever seen it, he thought I was in his room getting something. And I'm like, yelling at him from in the front room. I'm like, "I'm not in there." You know, and he said, "Mom," he thought I was playing a joke on him. Danny, I didn't go in there, I promise. You know? And then he started figuring it out that people walk by the bathroom, and it happens pretty much every time he goes in the bathroom.
I think there's always somebody walking there. Like, it could be a guard that his job was to walk back and forth, and that's the spot where he was guarding. So I don't notice it until I'm in the bathroom because that's the only time you can see it because the shadow's underneath the door.
Yeah.
So he's probably just walking, or her or him, walking his
baseline
spot nonstop, like he's supposed to, and then I see him walking by.
But yeah, we have. Did Danny tell you guys about the one that was over at the shop the other day? Did he show you that?
Oh, you're talking about the one up? Yeah.
Oh my gosh, you guys! It was.
I posted a video.
Huge.
I don't know.
I mean, huge.
I think Ashley may have seen it. I don't know if anybody else did.
And you could tell that it didn't belong there.
So we thought it was a shadow.
I don't know what it was.
Everybody that seen the video is telling me it was a shadow. And I was like, no, it's not. A shadow disappears when a car drives by it.
Oh, yeah.
So when there was a car that just happened to come when we were looking at it, when I was videoing, it's in the video.
Yes.
There's a car that comes down the street because it's on the other side of the road.
Mm-hmm.
There's a car that comes down the street, and shadow never disappears with the car lights on it. So
it's still there.
If it was a shadow that was reflecting off something, the car light would have made it disappear.
Yes.
It never disappeared as the car drove past it.
It was still there, this big old square thing, you know.
Like a white light.
And it's like, it was pretty big, and
Crystal's seen it too.
I looked at it, and I was like, what the crap is that, son? You know, because you'd think this is not stuff that you see normally. and everybody's saying it's a reflection. It's always dark over there, you guys.
Oh shit!
There's no lights or nothing in the back field.
Let me read this. What Crystal wrote, and then I'll tell you a funny story. She put, we have someone we call Mr. Pete. He has followed us from home to home since we moved in together. He loves to mess with the toys and the animals and lights. We think it's my husband's uncle. And then Crystal put, don't know where we came up with the name, laughing out loud. Might have been my son who said it. It's his name. And then Ashley put, maybe they're waiting on you to come out of the bathroom. And yeah, they both saw the video. But anyways, the reason that brought something to my head. So when my mom and her brothers and sisters were growing up, there was this lady that lived next door to them. Her name was Miss Bax.
No, she lived in our house.
Oh, so she died at your house?
Yes.
Right? Okay, so she died at my grandparents' house. Her name was Miss Bax.
Before we bought it.
Okay, and so as my mom and her sisters and brothers were growing up, if something bad happened, they'd blame it on Miss Bax. Like Miss Bax always did it, even though I don't think there was a ghost Miss Bax because I never heard her talk about that. But they blamed everything on Miss Bax anyway.
She was there.
And so when me and my brother were growing up, she told us the story of Miss Bax. So if we did something wrong, we blamed it on Miss Bax too because Miss Bax did it. She didn't live in our house, but she did it. That lady was mean.
All the time.
She always doing stuff. Like she was always, every time I did something wrong, Miss Bax was there helping.
She went from my house growing up to my house when I got married. Because, yes, Danny and Johnny always blamed Miss Bax, too.
Hey, if she was able to blame Miss Bax, we were able to blame Miss Bax.
And my mama always said it to us kids, you know. She'd say, I know Miss Bax did it. So we got into the habit of saying, oh, Mom, Miss Bax did that. You know. But we did have a ghost when the boys were growing up. My daughter, she was there.
Yep,
in the house.
Old Miss Bax.
And she
my kids didn't have Miss Bax.
No, but I say every once in a while, I'll say, yep, Miss Bax is here. Nobody did it. Miss Bax is here. I'll say it.
But yeah.
You know, so she kind of travels around with us. And I did tell my boys the story and how Mama always said it was Miss Bax, and we got to where we said it was Miss Bax too. We'd tell Mama, oh, Miss Bax did that, you know. We didn't do that, you know, because my mom was, woohoo, a spitfire. I'm telling you what, when I got my ass beat, I got my ass beat.
That's 5 times. I've heard you cuss 5 times on this live so far.
And my mouth bloodied, and my mama was mean.
5 cuss words so far on this live.
So
you can't cuss for the next 5 days.
Okay, whatever. But yeah, Miss Bax followed me, and there's times that she's here at this house too. Miss Bax always does it.
No,
because Danny will say, "I'll go in the kitchen to find something, and it'll be gone." And Danny will say to me, "Miss Bax did it, Mom." Danny does it too.
It's just like when I was growing up, like okay, I don't know how Mom felt about Miss Bax, but Miss Bax felt like a real person. Like, even though we blamed her on shit, she just seemed like she was there. Like she really, like I never met the lady. I couldn't even tell you what the lady looked like, but it just seemed like she was there. Even though it was a joke and we were using it to get out of getting in trouble, it seemed like she was there. And then when I moved out, Miss Bax just didn't seem like she was there anymore. It was probably Cola. You just came out of the dining area.
No, it was over there.
Oh, it's probably a mouse. We have mice.
Okay, well, I heard something.
I don't have any food in here anymore, but that's probably what it is.
And my mama does still come through every once in a while on her carousel.
A couple of days ago, she played her carousel. We were in here looking at we were looking at the ghost on the screen, and the carousel turned on.
Yeah. So Mama comes through on the carousel every once in a while.
I was gonna get rid of the stuff I got from my mom's mom, and I still am, but the carousel ain't going nowhere. My kids will get the carousel because apparently I'm not supposed to get rid of the carousel because every once in a while that carousel will just start playing
out of the blue.
It's like
and you have to wind it up, you guys.
The first time I ever heard it, it scared the shit out of me.
Yeah, because Danny started yelling for me.
I'm like, it was in my closet, like right over there through that door over there.
Yeah,
now it's sitting over there, but it was in my closet, and I was like, I started hearing a noise, and I was like, what the fuck? The hell is that damn noise? And I hollered for my mom. I was like, come in here. Can you hear this? Because I wasn't thinking the carousel in the
you don't think about things like that.
Playing music, and I was like, she heard it too, and she couldn't figure it out either. And then finally, she went back in the front room, and I brought it in there, and I set it on a table, and I was like, this is what it is. That thing should only play for 10 minutes when you wound it fully.
Yeah.
That thing played for 2.5 hours before it went off. 2.5 hours. We set it in the front room, and it played for 2 hours before it went off.
And
that was after it had been going off my room for probably 30 minutes.
And since then, this is the truth, it's went off 2 more times.
Yeah, but it never has played for that first day.
Super long.
First day, that thing played for 2.5, maybe even 3 hours.
It just kept going.
And it once you wound it up, it should only last maybe 10 minutes, maybe 20.
They don't last that long.
But it doesn't last for 3 hours.
And the batteries run out, you guys. My mom had that carousel for probably 30 years.
I almost guarantee you if I open that carousel, there's no battery in it.
That would be weird. But when we were looking at the square object, where Danny and I couldn't figure out what it was over in the field, a ghost of something. Maybe they were carrying something or something, but Mama's carousel went off. And I'm like, oh, Mom's here. And that's exactly what I said to Danny. And we were just watching, and I said, oh, Mom's here.
It doesn't the first day it bothered me because I didn't expect it. But now it's like, Grandma's here to say hi.
Yeah. Yeah, you get that way. And a lot of times I know when Ted's here, and I'll say, Ted, it's time to stop. And Ted talks to me, you know. And people think I'm crazy, but heck yeah, if your heart and your mind is opening to hearing spiritual angels or spiritual beings, you can hear them,
Yep.
But people don't believe in that kind of stuff, but I do. And you can hear people, and they do give you warnings and stuff. They straight up will warn you about stuff. So if you have intuition or any thoughts or anything like that, pay attention, you guys, because a lot of times you're getting warnings from guardian angels.
Yep. Like Dad, Billy, and my grandma have all been in this house.
Yes, and my mom has never been here.
Yeah.
Never, ever in her life has my mom been here.
But we brought her stuff here.
But my mom has been here.
Yes.
So, a few times.
Multiple times. Like that thing, I don't want to doubt. It's like Mom said here, and at the 10 days before the end of the year is when it's going to be 2 years that my grandma passed away. Mm-hmm. And the reason I remember that is because my dad died 10 days into the year, and my grandma died 10 days before the end of the year.
Yes.
So I'll always remember it because of that. But I don't even know where I was going. But in that 2 years, this thing's probably played, besides the one day it played for 3 hours, or it's probably like 2.5 hours. But that thing's probably played 20 times. And it's not long. It's just, it goes around.
To let you know, Mom.
It goes around one or two times. And it shouldn't, because you have to wind it up for it to work. Mm-hmm. But that thing will just go around 1 or 2 times, and then it'll stop for a couple days, and then like 3, 4, 5, 6 days later, go around again, and it'll stop. And I guarantee that thing don't have batteries in it. I almost guarantee it doesn't.
And if it does, It's got to be dead because my mom didn't change batteries.
Yeah,
and-
there's no way that batteries are good in that.
yeah,
That thing's probably
30 years old
older.
or older.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because it's let me grab it. It'll probably play once I grab it. It seems to do that a lot. Like it's an old carousel. Like this is it right here.
It's beautiful.
This is hand. That's me. I caused it to play, but it's hand painted. Like that's literally like I don't know if my grandma painted it, but whoever did, it's hand painted for sure. Like you can see that it's hand painted, and somebody put a stupid sticker on it. Let's take the stupid sticker off. But you can see the screws in it have not been ever taken out. Like them screws have never been taken out. So this battery that's supposedly in here should be dead. But it sounds beautiful. Let me wind it up. This thing ain't gonna shut up now though, and I barely wound it up.
Oh, I love you, Dad.
I barely wound it up. I bet it will play for a while.
Yeah, it's probably every bit of 30, 40 years old.
Yeah, it's hand painted, so it's not like
It's
one
not
you,
something you can go and buy right
yeah, you
now.
ain't gonna go buy it at the store because hand painted shit nowadays way expensive.
So, but yeah, it goes off, and I don't understand how it goes off because you have to wind it up. Like you guys just seen Danny wind it up. That's the first time it's been wound up ever since we got it.
Yeah, that's the first time I wound it
We've
up,
never wound it up.
and that thing should have went off by now. I went one time around. It's still playing.
How's it playing with no battery?
I don't know if it has a battery, but that battery should be dead. Like that battery in there shouldn't work. And it shouldn't be still playing right now. But anyways, Ashley put, I hope
Wow.
if we move, this lady goes with us, but the other stays here. Like she wants her ghost to go with her, but the other ones to stay the fuck there if they ever move. I think this.
And you know, some of them
Let me catch up
stay
real quick.
with the area.
I think the morning I broke my leg that someone pushed me, and then she put, because I know it sounds stupid, but I had a dream about me walking down the ramp, and a shadow was behind me, and then I fell. Crystal put, they tend to attach to things or land or pull. It stopped.
You're right. They do attach to.
That horse just on that thing stopped facing us directly at my mom.
Oh my God.
Like it stopped, and it's like, I don't know if you guys, it's over there on the, like, can you see? No, you guys probably can't see it, but I got to raise it up. Like it's over there in front of the camera. It's facing, like, you probably can't see it, but
I love you, Mom.
it stopped facing directly at my mom. That's kind of cool. Like that it's facing directly at you.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah.
My mom was my best friend.
It usually, when it turns off, will face directly at the screen over there.
Yeah, it
like
watches
it's
the
watching,
camera.
like it's watching the cameras
Yeah.
at the house. But today is the first time it's ever stopped, and it's directly pointed at my mom right now. That's kind of cool.
It is. It is. It's a blessing.
But usually, like when I get up in the morning, I guarantee that thing's facing the cameras. It will move. Like it moves. Like I've seen where it is every night because I'll look at it because I got to walk past there to get out to go around, and I'll see, and it moves. quite often.
And you know, it's really weird. Danny and I have these orbs. You guys, I think we showed it to some of you, but these orbs that go around our vehicle.
Yeah, I put a video out a long time ago about
Oh my
that.
gosh. They're always there.
They're in between the truck and the van. Or
Yeah.
usually it's my car, but I've been driving my van because it's cheaper on gas.
Yeah, but they're always there. They're either on my truck or on Danny's car or van. And it's really weird. It's like, what are them orbs for? Why are they staying right there in the driveway? What was there at one time?
Yeah.
It's the kind of things I think about. What used to be right there?
Crystal put, oh, that's awesome with the horse stopping. And Ashley put, she might be showing you all that she is there with you.
You're right, Ashley.
And Crystal said, oh, that's awesome. Yep.
My mama beat my butt, but I loved her.
She needed it. She was a brat.
I was. But she taught me respect. Holy moly, I've had many black eyes and busted mouths, and I still love my mom.
Well, she's your mom. Man, I still haven't, like I told you guys, it might take me a few hours. Like, since I've been talking, I haven't got as far into this. I'll probably have to finish tomorrow. Because I'm probably we'll probably stay on for 7 minutes, and then me and Mom are going to get off here. So.
Yeah, because I'm just all full of missing my mom.
Unless you guys have something to talk about.
You know, you get that way when it gets close to the time of their death. You think about it a lot.
The closer it got to my dad's death, and I knew it was coming, I still hoped it didn't come.
You always do. You do.
But
I'm glad to know that my mama is around me.
The thing is, and I didn't really notice it, so when my dad was dying, he started looking older. Like, you could tell that he was dying. But when he was dying, I couldn't tell that. Like, I seen my dad still, all the way till the last day he died. I see my dad as the man I'd known all my life, and he was normal. And now I look at the pictures that were taken during that time, and it's like, oh my gosh. Like, you could tell he was dying, but for some reason in my mind when it was happening, it just...
You don't realize
I didn't see it that way. I didn't see it that way until afterwards.
Because we see what we want to see. Sometimes, you know, people don't see what reality is. They see what they want to see.
Oh, shit. I just don't have one moment.
So, you know, I think I did that myself. I always seen what I wanted to see.
Yeah, I didn't see him. Like, when I look at the pictures now, it's like, yeah.
Of course, I knew Ted was looking old.
But I never seen him that way. Like, my dad was always a strong man.
Oh, yeah.
So up until his death, that's how I seen him. And then I looked at some of the pictures, because we took a lot of pictures, because Dad wanted us to have a lot of pictures, because my kids are young. He wanted my kids to remember him, because my 2 kids are his only 2 grandkids. So he wanted lots of pictures taken, because he knew he was dying. But I didn't see him that way until after he died.
And we don't. You know, when I looked at my mom in her casket, she looked so young, you guys. She didn't look 80. They did such a well job on my mom.
Your mom wasn't 80, she was 71.
My mom was 80. My mom was born in 1940. Yeah. My mom was 80 when she passed.
How many years older when did she have you?
60.
I got that, but like, how old was she? 18?
She was 21.
Oh, okay. That makes more sense. I was like, that's not even possible, but yeah.
Yeah, my mom was 80 when she passed. I wanted to say 79 because my mom was an end of the year baby.
Yeah, because it messes things up.
And it really does. But everybody kept saying, oh, she's 80 years old, and she's 80 years old. And I'm like, no, my mom's 79.
Well, I wrote it out on a paper.
She was born December 17th.
I had to do it on a piece of paper. Like, I wrote it out on a piece of paper because we and Mom both thought it was.
I thought she was 79.
We were right, and when I wrote it out on a piece of paper, we were wrong. So
my mom really was 80, and I'm telling you, my mom, God rest her soul, I'm so glad she passed it on to me. My mom didn't have gray or white hair, you guys. It was as brown as the day she was born when she passed away. She had very, very little white hair and hair, and I have that.
Only Ashley would say something like this. She said, I'll tell you what, my dad's mom was the freaking devil. That lady was so mean, but I prayed the day she passed away that she would not come here. I love your mom's stories. I was like, God, please don't let her come. Send her somewhere else besides my house. Crystal put, I love your mom's stories.
Oh,
and then Ashley put,
thank you. They're beautiful stories.
Ashley put, we lost 4 people in November. It was crazy. It was like they were passing away one a week. And Jarrett put,
oh, I'm so sorry.
Jarrett put, I got to meet Dominic Mysterio. I have a picture of Dominic Mysterio. And then Ashley put, or Crystal put, oh, Ashley, and praying signs with a heart.
Well, Ashley, if she was that mean, I hope she doesn't come and visit you either. Because some people are truly cruel and mean. They really are. But they can put on a facade in front of others.
I've got to meet 3 wrestlers in my life, Jarrett. I met Booker T, Kurt Angle, and Rod Van Dam. So.
And he was so excited, you guys. I didn't get to go. I had to work. But Danny came by my job. He came all the way from Raleigh. He lived in Raleigh at the time.
And I lived in Cuba at the time. I was with Stacy.
Okay.
When I met Rod Van Dam.
But he had to come to my job and so excited. I mean, just so excited when he got to meet these wrestlers.
No, I met Booker T and
just amazing.
Booker T and I met Booker T when I went to WrestleMania. It was WrestleMania 22 in Chicago, Illinois, and I met Kurt Angle in Joplin, Missouri, and then Rod Van Dam I met in Rolla.
And every time he went to these, I had to work.
Well,
he would always come by and show me his
She wasn't going to go to WrestleMania anyway. Me and my brother, we drove there. Chicago is the dumbest state, the dumbest town in the fucking whole world. Like, I'm telling you, the dumbest town in the whole fucking world. Like, you're driving along and your turn, there's no signs. You're driving along and all of a sudden you're still going straight. Oh, this is where you're supposed to turn. Well, you already passed that. Because they fucking put the sign right at the fucking turn. Like, right at the turn. Like, not 5 minutes before so you know it's coming up. No, it's right here. So me and my brother, an 8-hour trip took 14 hours.
Because it kept passing up.
Because we kept passing up our damn signs.
Yes.
And then after the show, we were going to stay the night. And the cheapest hotel we could find that night was like $600 for one night. We're like, fuck this, we're driving home. So we just went home.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it was amazing. Like, it was
the scariest 24 hours I ever had for my boys.
It was so much fun. Like, it cost me like $800 for that trip. But it was so much fun.
And they still talk about that because they had a lot of fun on that trip. So
I have no idea who that is. Actually, my mom might. Do you know who Ernest Tubb was?
Yeah. Did he pass away?
She says, I have pictures of my grandpa playing music with him.
Oh, you'll have to post them on Facebook so I can see. Put on my page.
She can tag you. I have no idea. Who
That's
that is.
awesome.
I have no idea.
That is now a lot of people don't believe this, but I got to see before he passed Elvis Presley and Johnny Cash and Ted Nugent. His bus broke down in my mom's town, right? And they brought it over to Community Autos, which was right by my mom's house. And it was sitting there and it said Ted Nugent. And I'm like, oh, cool. You know? And so we all went over to his bus because we wanted to see Ted Nugent. I mean, you know, nobody was around or nothing, you know. Nobody knew that he was in town or anything, you know. And there's his bus, Ted Nugent. What the crap? Right here in our small town, you know? And so we went over there. And my mom went over there too because she wanted to see who Ted Nugent was. He was a young kid at the time and everything, you know. Young like me. Just starting out, older but younger, you know what I mean. And my mom called him a long-haired hippie. So he got back in his van. I'll never forget that. And I'll never forget the time that Gene Simmons in Cuba, Gene Simmons was here from KISS. And he would go around the country roads. And we were back in the country roads. And
that's where we lived.
Yeah, we lived on the country road. But anyways, we were out of town. And he came up in a car because he could drive around and everything if nobody knew he was there. And he stuck his tongue out at me. Well, everybody knows that tongue. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, holy cow, that's really him. And I went home and I told Ted. I said, I just seen Gene Simmons from KISS. He said, you did not. Yes, I did. He stuck his tongue out at me. And he said, no, you did not. And like 2 weeks later, it came out in the newspaper that he really was in town. So, you know, things like that happen. Sometimes keep your eyes open because you'll see people. You'll recognize when you see them, you know, but nobody knew he was in town or anything. He must have been staying with a friend or something way back in the woods. Yeah, but we had
lots of people that stayed. Lots of wrestlers lived in our town. Like,
oh, yeah.
Hulk Hogan's brother lived in Cuba.
Yeah.
The Von Erichs lived on a farm just outside of town. Like, yeah. I met all the Von Erichs.
You know, so you can meet anybody anywhere, you guys. And they're not fakes. They're the real thing. You know, the real McCoy is what they are. And they're just like us. They like to get out and joke and laugh and cut up just like us. They're human. Oh, that's awesome. Oh, I bet you could sell that and get some bucks.
Oh, she ain't going to sell it.
I know you're not going to sell it, but I bet you could. That's awesome, Ashley. Totally awesome.
All right, guys. Well, we're going to get off here. It's been over 2 hours. I got to make some...
I'm sorry I interrupted you guys with whatever you were talking about.
We weren't talking about anything. I was putting comic books on, and I just turned it on to see if people wanted to talk. I didn't have no reason, nothing.
Oh, my gosh. I love you guys. I miss you guys. I don't have a lot of patience. I have to get up and walk and everything, you know, because I'm old and I have arthritis, and I'm just old.
Jared,
yeah,
Ashley,
but I love you.
Jared, Ashley, and Crystal said bye.
I love you guys.
Bye, guys.
I hope everybody has a great weekend and be blessed.
Bye.
Bye.